It's time to take 10 minutes for Torah with Rabbi Joel Finkelstein.
Welcome to our discussion of the importance of every individual. Parshat Tazria-Metzora. I'd like to suggest a new theory as to the significance and the meaning of the idea of leprosy in the Torah. In the past year, we suggested various approaches. One, that leprosy reveals the inner you, the real you. Moshe learned that he was greater than he thought he was. Miriam learned she wasn't as great as she thought she was. Uzziah learned that he wasn't a Kohen. Gehazi needed to learn his potential, and etc., etc. Naaman didn't appreciate the value of the land of Israel. Other years we suggested that perhaps it's about haughtiness. It's about the thinking they're too great than you are. Miriam perhaps thinking she's greater than she was. Uzziah thinking he's greater than he was. Naaman, the general in the Haftorah, thinking he's greater than he was. There's also the notion of authority, the lack of acceptance of authority. Moshe didn't appreciate the authority that he was, or that God's authority. Miriam didn't appreciate Moshe's authority. Naaman didn't appreciate Elisha's authority, the prophet, who was to cure him. Gehazi didn't appreciate his Rebbe's authority, Elisha. And Uzziah didn't appreciate the authority of the Kohanim. I'd like to suggest another fourth interpretation as well. Leprosy is about appreciating the value of the human being. When we speak Lashon Hara, what do? We dehumanize. We devalue other people. We say, oh, you know that person? They did so-and-so. They misacted, they did something they shouldn't have done. And in that sense, we say that we're greater than they are, certain haughtiness, but also devalue the other. If we go through the various cases, we know that Moshe devalued himself, and therefore he got leprosy. He said that he wasn't what we think he should be. Perhaps taking Rashi's Midrashic idea that he devalued the Jewish people by saying that they wouldn't believe him. He didn't understand the great power that Jews would eventually believe him. The person who finds leprosy in his house and finds a treasure under his house devalued the land of Israel, didn't appreciate it. Naaman didn't appreciate the value of that little girl that he stole from the land of Israel. All of our hostages should be returned speedily and swiftly to their homes and to their families. This little girl, a hostage from the Aram, from Naaman, she was a maid in the house of Naaman, and her master, Naaman, didn't appreciate who she was. And this story tells us the value of an individual, the value of one little girl, what she knew about the cure for leprosy, knew through Elisha, what no one understood in the whole country. A little girl can be more valuable than a whole country. And the Uzziah didn't appreciate the value of the Kohanim and the unique role that they play, and he has no right to bring the incense, which is something that they did. The one who speaks Lashon Hara, as we mentioned, Miriam didn't appreciate the value of others greater than her. And during this time of year, we are also focused on the idea of the no lo nagu kova b'zeh. We're not shaving right now because we say students of Rebbe Akiva didn't give honor one to another. They have to appreciate the value, not only the basic value of a fellow human being, but the other person could be even greater than you in some way. You have to give honor and put other people on a pedestal beyond you. These are some of the meanings of all the stories of leprosy. So one of the ideas of the prohibition of the element of leprosy, the impurity of leprosy discussed in Parshat Tazria-Metzora, is the idea of the value of every human being. And that explains something. Because when the leper is done being a leper and he's healed of his leprosy, he comes and he is reinaugurated into the Jewish community like a Kohen. Look in the Miluim, the inaugural ceremony for the Leviim in Parshat Tzav, in Parshat Tetzaveh, and then look at the inaugural ceremony for the Metzora, the leper. It's the same thing. You sprinkle blood on his right thumb and his right toe. It seems very similar. In other words, we're saying just like we invest the Kohen and the Kohen Gadol in their authority, and we say, you're great, you're a Kohen Gadol, you're a Kohen. So too, when a leper is done being a leper, done devaluing others, devaluing himself, we then raise him up and we say, we're inaugurating you to be the best you, to be the great potential that you have, to reach that great potential. And therefore, that's what the leprosy ceremony is all about. The value of the land of Israel, value of every individual, the value of even one little girl, a captive who you think is just nobody. She's a very, very valuable person. That's where Meidan points out that the verse next to Tazria-Metzora, watch out for leprosy in Parsha Kitetse, is that you shouldn't that you shouldn't steal people, because we value every human being. Every person is a child, a mother, a father, a sister, a brother, and we need to value every human being. This is a time of year when we remind ourselves, through lack of weddings and through lack of haircuts, we remind ourselves to value every human being, even that they could be even greater than we are, that there's value in the land of Israel and holy objects and holy things. This is a time to think about that, the great value of every human being. Chaviv Adam Shnivra B'Tselem. Human being is so great that we were created in the image of God. Thank you for joining us here at Baron Hirsch Congregation for a discussion of the Parsha and the holidays. And thanks to Jason Lefkowitz, our producer. Thank you.
This has been 10 Minutes for Torah with Rabbi Joel Finkelstein.